NASCAR penalties, basically Denny Hamlin situation, and we're also going to cover a bit of no prep kings. But we're going to let this build up a bit and see where it goes from there. See if we can't build up a little bit of a following here. Wait for some people to jump on. See if they will. All right. See where we go with this. See if anybody wants to join. If not, we're just going to cancel it. Call it a wash. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Denny Hamlin situation. So after his Bristol win, basically the engine was sent back to Toyota and the shop rather than NASCAR. So NASCAR, because they're the ones that do seal the engine and all that, that's their deal. They want to go through it. They fined Denny Hamlin. I guess from what I gathered, the team self-reported it, but that didn't seem to make much of a difference. They hit him with a 75-point penalty. They, I believe the entire team was docked 10 playoff points as well as the 75-point regular season penalty. And then I believe the crew chief was fined $100,000 here. Let's glance at that and make sure I got that right. Yeah. So they fined Gabe Hart $100,000 for it also. But so that brings me to, is the penalty justified? Going by NASCAR's rules, absolutely. They didn't follow NASCAR's guidelines. They didn't send the engine in like they were supposed to. That's basically the end result. Now, I asked the question, do you think, this is the question, do you think NASCAR has been going too far with the penalties they're leveling, the rules? Do you think the infractions are getting ridiculous? That's what I want to ask, the question I want to raise, because we know there's been a lot of drivers, past and present, who have spoke out against it. So, do you think NASCAR has gone too far with their penalties, their infractions, how they're handling things? Obviously, we know Tony Stewart's thoughts. You don't have to look too far to know that, but that's what I want to know on that, if you think NASCAR's gone too far. And then the other thing we're going to address in one sec. Give me one sec. All right, we're back. So the other thing I want to address is the no prep king rules change. We're going to cover a bit of that and just basically go from there. So, no prep kings has changed their rules every season from season 1. That's been no surprise. It's what they've done. So, my question is, though, with this season's rule change, ridiculous that they decided mid-season to make another rule change with the weight and what the cars are allowed and limited to. Do you find that ridiculous that they're going to try to change rules in the middle of a season? no less. I'm going to tell you right now, whether you follow No Prep Kings or not, that's pretty stinking stupid. I mean, you're not making new fans by changing the rules mid-season. Clearly, you're not making fans with the racers who now have to work within those rules in the middle of a season. So that's my other question I raised. Did No Prep Kings go too far with that rule change? And then lastly, is Big Tire dead? Because you keep seeing people saying Big Tire's dead. Big Tire No Prep is dead. I don't know if I'll go as far as saying it's dead. But I will say that some things need to happen to to revive it. So I mean, yeah, Big Tire's hurting. Small Tire seems to be where it's at with that whole deal. There's a lot of small tire events across the country, as we know. Whether you like that or not, hey, you know, but that's one of the things that they do. And small tire seems to have a lot more attraction than big tire. Let's jump subjects again to, let's go to street. Now, street racing is sadly dying. Street racing's dying. Basically, it's there's too much media. There's too many ways where it gets out and people know exactly where it is, when it's happening, and you got fans, for a better word, showing up, watching these guys race on the streets and so on, and they're crowding the damn roads. What's that do? That draws a lot of attention. So obviously the cops get whiff of it a lot easier, and then basically they shut it down. So street racing's been clamped down on a lot harder. You'll see big events where basically they go, the goal's to go all night, and you get a couple passes in and you're already moving to a different location. Is that ideal? No, it's not ideal. That's a nuisance for the racers. The racers don't like that. You think they want to move after just a couple passes? Here's the cops. Everyone clear out. Next location. No, they don't like that. Who does? So that's a big problem that I see currently with the street racing scene. There's just too much traffic. You get just too many fans getting whiffed. They know where it's at. You got few hundred people standing on a starting line. It's hard to get a couple passes down the street, let alone, you know. So the crackdown with the police, yeah, it's annoying. I don't know what that means for the future of street racing. I couldn't begin to tell you. I know it's a shame. You're probably going to see more of the street guys doing no prep. And no prep, I mean, it's great to see at the tracks. It's exciting, whether it's front side, back side. The backside racing, it can get a little hairy, as we know. And that makes for excitement. I mean, fans love it. So, yeah, as far as the future of street racing goes, I'll be honest and say it's bleak. It is bleak. it's becoming hard to do. You've seen even the crackdown at the pad, New Orleans, where street racing's gone on there for years and years and years. It's about anywhere. Going back to the 1980s here in St. Louis, Hall Street. You ain't gonna find racing on Hall Street no more. And I mean, even the popular spots around here nowadays. I mean, it's becoming harder and harder to do anything. But I'd love to hear all your thoughts on that. Leave a comment. Tell me what's your thoughts. How can we maybe have street racing where the cops are not a problem? Maybe it's something where you discuss with local law enforcement in the community. Maybe get a game plan. Let them know what you hate to let the cops know, but maybe that's something where you got to work with the cops on setting up a street race. I really don't know at this point on how they can continue that when basically it just you're whatever it is, they're racing at the pad and a couple passes in, the cops show up. It's not ideal at all. So I don't know what's got to change in that department, but obviously something's got to give. And then same goes for the NASCAR or no prep kings. Leave comments on that. If you think the penalties are bullshit in NASCAR, leave a comment. Say it's bullshit. No prep kings, same thing. If you don't like the rule changes, especially the mid-season change, friggin' leave a comment. Say it's bullshit. But I definitely want to hear it. Definitely want some ideas. Leave some comments for some future ideas for episodes. We're going to try to keep this going and just see where it goes. Thanks.